Welcome back, gents. I'm going to keep this intro nice and short because we have changing weather with a lot of wind. Gusts from about 8 to 12 miles an hour. We're only firing at 100 yards with the front and back rest. But here we go. Here's what we're working on. The star of the show, I guess we'll go ahead and say, is Shooter's World Match Powder. And we have some Bob's Bullets, 55 grain. And then we also have some Nosler Custom Competition, 69 grain. So we're just doing powder charge tests. And I'm doing large group samples. There's going to be 10 shots per charge. Let's get to it. Okay, trying to cover up the microphone so the wind isn't so bad. Like I said, I'm getting gusts of, I'll go ahead and say 10 miles an hour. These are our groups. So this is lowest going up to highest down there. And it's none of these are anything to really brag about. But again, we're going for larger sample sizes, 10 shot groups. And it's very interesting to see. So let's go over them. This is 24 grains, again, 55 grain bullet, and we basically have a little bit over a 2-inch group, and it's pretty scattered all about. Things starting to tighten up there, although in the extreme spread of things, and the extreme accuracy, or extreme precision rather, I should say, about the same size group. But the mean radius of things is definitely, we're starting to pull together. And then you can see here, this would be 25 grains. Things finally pulled together. 10 shot group in, it's definitely over an inch, but anyway. And then over here we see that either we're falling out of the node or something, or maybe the wind took these, although I doubt it with a group like that. But you can see there, things are starting to scatter out. This core group does actually look like it's about an inch, maybe a little bit over diagonally, but yeah, either way, we're falling out of tune. And here we see kind of a shift of point to impact going from right to up, a little bit more to left. It looks like it wants to start to group there, but we're still scattering about. So are we going towards where everything is going to be fairly accurate here, or are we going away? I'll only know with more testing, which I might actually do. But either way, so 10 shot samples, or 10 shot strings, Bob's Bullets, not so bad. Taking everything to account, like the weather and the changing effects. Okay, so these are the targets for the Nosler Custom Competitions in 69 grains with Shooter's World Match. So we're going from 22.5 grains all the way up to 24.5. Since I don't have load data proper, I used the load data for Sierra Match Kings. So that's why we're kind of, this is a little bit above minimum, and this is a little bit below maximum. We're playing it safe. And with the ejection patterns, this is definitely telling me that this is the upper end of where we want to go. However, the brass does look fine. Then again, it's CCI 41s with Lapua, so pretty tough stuff. Anyway, so the minimum charge, not terrible, especially for what we saw with our other load workup. Here, definitely. This is, I mean, things are tightened up here, right? But this flyer is harmonically induced. So we're going into some sort of node. And here you can see we're working out of. And look at this. We throw another one low, a bit to the right, but it lines up with over here, because here we have it tightening up again. Here we can kind of see we're on the verge of seeing that sine wave that we sometimes see with load development, where we have scatter nodes followed by accuracy nodes. Well, we're on the borders of them, but we can see. And so I'm actually happy that I worked up in half grain increments and that I did 10 shot groups, because this makes it very easily readable. Because look at this, horizontal stringing, definitely horizontal, with some throwing low, and they're corresponding with the groups before and after them. That's great. That's amazing. I might make this my usual thing that I do. And then over here, we can see that shift the point impact right. I don't know what happened here. Actually, I kind of do. I noticed that there's one of them that I loaded up that didn't have any room left in the case. And actually, you might have seen in the intro on my reloading tray, I had one that I turned upside down. That was the one that felt different to me. When I weighed them, it was still within measure, and I used my Chargemaster Supreme, so I know it was, that thing's pretty accurate. It's pretty, rather I should say, precise in terms of loading cartridges. So I'm fairly confident in it. So I think maybe what it had to do with is the fact that, I don't have it listed here while this is disintegrating, but this is my first firing of my Lapua brass, and the headspace, rather the shoulder, is definitely, there's a lot of difference there, which is another reason, other than the weather, I'm not really too surprised my groups are not the best. But I'm not complaining with these. This is definitely more satisfying, I guess I'll go ahead and say, in general, than what I saw with the Bob's bullets. Not trying to knock Bob's bullets, I'm just saying with this powder, no, it's probably not going to work out. We'll see, though. I mean, I can always do future load development. Anyway, I'm getting to the point where I'm babbling, so it's time to wrap things up. I'll see you guys next range trip.